secular education and life generally do not prepare people for wealth. Secular education and life generally do not prepare people for wealth. As a matter of fact, secular education and life generally do not prepare people for life. That is the truth. When you are going through school, what your father told you or your mother told you or your teacher told you is to study very hard so you can come out with a very good grade, so you can get a good job. Everybody was encouraging you on how to get a job. How to get a job most of the time is like how to live an average life. Am I communicating? Most of our fathers in the village don't expect us to think too much. They don't talk like that. Does money grow on trees? Do you think they pick money on the ground just like that? And all that we are trained to do is to live mediocre. Just mere survival. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody here. One young girl, a pastor's daughter, one of the pastors, one of our friends, she was doing, I don't know whether it was integration or permutation or differentiation or some calculus, some A3 plus B to power something equals C to power this and that. And then he asked the father one day, he said, "Excuse me, sir, how does this apply to me in real life?" And he told him, he said, "Where will I need it?" And the father said, "No challenge, just study it." That was why Papa Yedeko said, in one of the founding philosophies of Covenant University, he said, "We have taught mathematics enough. As we teach them mathematics, let's add lifematics." Lifematics. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Take your seat. All of us studied medicine. All those of us who studied in university, which of the courses taught you how to be solidly, comfortably married without quarreling with your wife? How to raise your children? Which course do they study that one? Now, I don't know of the medical curriculum of today, but I did biochemistry, physiology, anatomy, human anatomy. I did community medicine. I did pharmacology. I did histopathology. I did microbiology. I did chemical pathology. I did pediatrics. I did obstetrics and gynecology, surgery, medicine, ear, nose, and throat surgery. I did all of that. But there was no place they taught me even human management. That is the management of people. Even in terms of how human, that is people, quality people. Now, I am going to be dealing with people. Next patient coming, next patient coming. Maybe there should have been a course to teach me on how to deal with human beings. Human relations wasn't there. Okay, if I come and be the head of the hospital, what about resources and finance management, managing a hospital? So I can be an excellent surgeon and a terrible leader. Excellent physician, A-rated physician, yet a poor administrator. Everything ran down and I am intelligent. The hospital ran down. Everything closed up and yet I didn't take second in class. What was my problem? I wasn't taught the practicality of life. I could trace the recurrent laryngeal nerve and the aorta, the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, the ventricles and the arterioles and capillaries. But how to handle human beings so that the two nurses don't quarrel under me? Are you following what I'm saying here today? Now take your seat. We went through school, and many things are not there. So whatever you learned about how to handle people, you learned by yourself. Whatever you learned about how to be well married, you learned by yourself. Whatever you learned about how to succeed in business, you learned by yourself. That is what the challenge is. It doesn't prepare us for wealth, just survive. And third point I will say before we go